Today's podcast is presented by Podgo.
Podgo is the easiest way for you to monetize your podcast, providing podcasters with a flat rate for ad space so you always know how much you get when you include an ad from Podgo.
We recently joined as members, and you can join too. Apply today to become a member and immediately be connected with advertisers that fit your audience.
Join today at podgo.co. That's podgo.co at podgo.co.
When they ask, how did you hear about Podgo?
Tell them MicCheckWaifuWaifu sent you.
You're now tuned into MicCheckWaifuWaifu. Polow and Telle, is that you?
MicCheckWaifuWaifu. Tellionaire, is that you?
You said Tellionaire?
Tellionaire.
That one caught me off guard, but I know you love that Camilla Terry, man. So I'll take it. It's a compliment.
Chameleonaire was my shit back in the day. Welcome to episode 58 of MicCheckWaifuWaifu. So, as always, brought to you by Polow and that King Telliano. We here to give you the this week's, I guess, anime. A lot of it made me sad.
I feel that.
A lot of it made me sad. But anyway.
sad and like it was a good story, so you sad, or sad as in it was disappointing?
No. I'll get into that a little bit later into the show. But this is episode 58 of MicCheckWaifuWaifu. It's brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure you go to lubecomplex.com and use that offer code waifu. Also, check out guildflags.jp to get some dope flags to hang up in the background if you're a podcaster, YouTuber, or you just want some dope anime merch to put up in your rooms. Check them out as well. Our show is supported by some of the best patrons ever. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us and being so understanding. I'm still editing our Let's Play for last week, the After Story, which is our bonus podcast that's exclusive to our Patreon listeners. But we appreciate you all the same. And as always, we got some producers. The new producer, Chris Kennedy. Shout out to you. Lee, Explicitly, D Prince, Connor, Monique Williams. Thank y'all so much for supporting the show. And just shout out to everybody who supports the Patreon.
Yeah.
We love y'all all so much.
Also, they've all bought some gear too. Like they've been supporting us on the Teespring and Patreon. We appreciate that so much.
Yes, sir. Check out the podcast merch by going to shop.MicCheckWaifuWaifu.com. We appreciate that. That means a lot to us. We love y'all. How you feeling, Till?
I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
There's one specific thing I want to talk about in terms of anime, but in terms of outside of anime, I'm good, bro. I'm on vacation.
Yeah.
I'm living it up. I'm breathing.
You go on vacation when I come back from mine.
It be like that. You know what it is though? Is that we were supposed to line up on this because we weren't supposed to have like COVID or something.
True.
We were supposed to be going to somebody con, something like that.
True.
And this hit America or the world, and we stuck. We didn't get to match up like we were supposed to.
Facts. And that would have been the first time in years.
Years we need it.
Well, it did, but it's all the same. Ain't nothing changed.
Always. Brothers always brothers.
Flat out. Yeah, man, same for me, man. I went back to work. Work has been okay. Hasn't been too bad. They put in a mandate for everybody to wear masks, so I'm enforcing that.
Same here.
And with this life. So, I mean, it is what it is. I have been playing a lot of fucking Ghost of Tsushima, bro.
And what you started today, yesterday?
2 days ago? 2 days ago.
Because
it came out Friday.
I feel like last night we was playing
Satisfactory, yeah.
Satisfactory. And the day before that we was playing Satisfactory.
Bro.
And then the day before that we was playing Satisfactory.
For those of you that don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you follow my individual Twitter at PoloBornFly. Follow King Telliano as well. and MicCheckWaifu. But I've been posting some screenshots from the game Ghost of Tsushima, which is like a Sony first party game. This game it's the best game they have ever came out with. I love this shit so much, dude.
Oh damn!
It's
Best
so
game, better than like than the whole like Elder Scrolls Oblivion line. Everything.
That's why I said exclusive. It's the best exclusive they came out with, and I'm a Spider-Man guy, and I love the hell out of that Spider-Man game. But this Ghost of Tsushima, man, it's special, man. It's special. It does a lot of things that a lot of video games probably gonna steal from. But yeah, just check out my Twitter. I posted a bunch of screenshots of it. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's also stressful.
Very.
Anyway, this is an anime podcast, so I guess we should talk about that. As you guys know, we're going to start off with some shows we've been watching. Obviously, the shows we've been watching has been the weekly summer of 2020 anime. As we discussed last week, it was a bunch of first episodes that are like pretty promising. So, do they hold up? I guess we're going to talk about that right now in episode 2s and 3s. So, let's get into that. We ain't going to go into any spoilers. If we do, we'll warn you beforehand. The second half of the show, we're gonna have some deep dives into some of the main shows we're watching. So if you're watching Sword Art, Fire Force, and what's the other one? God of High School, I guess.
Yeah, the God of High School.
Yeah. Then stick around for that. Also, we got another song. We got another song from one of our submissions, bro. This was dope. This was called Listless by Alex. All his information is, of course, in the show notes. His SoundCloud. Check out his SoundCloud. Like I said, the link is in the show notes. It's a dope song. I enjoy it, and I think you guys will too. So, here we go. Where you want to start? What you been watching?
Last week I talked about how I started my teen romantic comedy Snafu.
Hey.
And I finished season 2.
Oh shit. That's a Polo binge level kind of shit. Even though it's only 12 episodes.
Yeah, it's only 12 episodes. Or 13.
13. Okay. Yeah. True.
But this one started off well, and obviously I know season 1 had to crawl and walk so that season 2 could run and fly. Mm-hmm. Season 2 started off the charts, just good. It was where I wanted it to be from the jump. Season 1 was like, hey, we here and we're gonna work it up right here.
True.
Season 2 is great. Ended kind of like exactly how I expected though.
Yeah, that cliffhanger, brother.
Well, also like you could see it coming. This whole season, they're coming to that point where like there has to be a decision made, and they're fighting that decision. They're fighting that interest and what could cause division amongst the group.
Yeah.
I love it. I knew this was gonna happen though. I knew that the character Yukino was gonna be irritating in the first season, and then by the second season you was gonna love her. I like her. She dope.
She's yeah.
You said what?
She's mad decent for sure.
Yeah. I like her. Yugahama, I like her too. And I do love how it almost feels like the characters are doing like a character switch at the end of that last season.
Yes.
Like where one shows more dominance and the other one shows a little bit more submissive side, where it would have been the complete opposite in season 1. Like there's no way that you would have initially looked at them and thought this is going to be the switch.
Yes.
But you see the progression through the entire second season of like this character being more upfront and like, this is what I'm taking. And then the other character, like, I'll sit in the background and just hope it works out. And it's like, that's not going to work for you, sweetheart. It's that splat. It's that splat. It's not going to, it's not working for her. But I'm a little salty because climax obviously is going to be a climax, right? And to me, that feels like I'm going to watch it and I'm going to be like, I can't believe this shit just happened.
Yeah, that's why it's a bingeable for me. That's why I'm just waiting till it's done. This one I can patiently wait because I got so much fire that I'm gonna talk about later. But you're absolutely right about my teen romantic comedy Snafu. There is a reason, okay, There's a reason why most slice of life is 24 episodes, because that's how, just like you said, that was a perfect analogy. They have to crawl before they walk. The character dynamic was built in season 1. When you watch season 2, you start to understand season 1 a lot better, because you're now more attached to everybody in the entire group. Not only just the main characters, but also the classmates as well. The classmates were a huge part in season 1 and in season 2.
Yeah.
And those stories that they deal with in season 2, spectacular, man. Spectacular.
Every episode has some detail in it, bro. I was like, come on. Like, why didn't y'all hit me like this in season 1?
They knew what they were doing, man.
Y'all could have grinded this out. Y'all could have gave me some shit like this in season 1. It was so good. I enjoy season 2 a lot. Not necessarily like my favorite season 2 of any anime.
No, of course not.
But it was definitely by far like, this is it. I'm enjoying this as a slice of life. Y'all know.
So you got
I'm
to
not
that
a slice of life dude. There's only one slice of life right now that I'm in love with, and I'm gonna keep that going later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I already know what it is. But yeah, like it also got to that emotional part when our guy was in the classroom and he was trying to apologize to the both of them.
Yes.
How did that part? Well, didn't that hit, bro?
So I was like, so here's my thing: is that how I say he's the most relatable. I still agree that he's the most relatable. Yeah. Some actions that he would take that I personally would never take. Mm-hmm. But like more or less, like when he sit back and kind of analyze people, that's my entire mentality. But I think I'm much more bold than he is, right? But some of the actions that he takes, he almost like, it felt like almost he was forced into that corner because he is that sit back and just analyze guy.
Yep.
So he had to speak out at these specific points, or things were just going to progressively get worse, or things were going to swell, and you don't know what could happen.
Yep.
When he did that apology and kind of made his request, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, what the fuck is his request going to be?
That shit hit me, especially in the dub. The dub, he killed that performance in that part. Like you can feel it. Like, I mean, both the subs was incredible too. That part.
I've been watching dub.
Okay.
So
yeah, but that's my favorite English male voice actor right there. He's a fucking beast. I need him on more. It used to be the main character of Grimgar.
Yeah.
But I changed it to him when I saw My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. The way he fucking played that scene, I'm like, oh, this dude is a beast.
That scene was like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it
for me.
He brought it, man. He brought it. You got the cracks in his voice. He was trying to, like, you could tell he was holding back the tears, but the tears was there for the character in the show, and with the voice it was phenomenal. Sometimes they just hit with these voices, and sometimes they don't. Like,
there's a lot of animation too that went alongside it, because like the girls tear up too.
Yes. And
it almost seems like their eyes have a special spark to them in those specific like teared up crying scenes.
Yep. And even when they figure out what the hell he's been doing the entire time, like the feeling of disgust that they have at him for treating himself that way too. Like this show is fantastic. My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu is great, and I'm sorry on myself for it taking me this long to watch it, but like it was worth it. It was worth it, and I'm waiting till climax is done. Fuck all that. I am not watching that week to week.
I feel like I am going to watch climax week to week, but I'm not going to give any spoilers until it's done, because I kind of want to review the entire series.
Okay.
Because I honestly though I am enjoying it, so it's kind of blowing my mind that I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
Like I've never enjoyed two slices of life at the same time. So this is like blowing my mind that I got I'm on like a slice of life kick right here. Like this is low key dope,
bruh. Listen,
what's next?
I know, right, man? So before we get into the week to week bag, I do want to talk about a show that I just finished up. It was a show that I watched a long time ago on Funimation. I was running out of stuff to watch. I just pulled it up, and it's let me just pull up the title of the show again, because it's Teasing Master Tagiya-san. I watched season 1 a long time ago on Funimation. I was just bored, so I'm like, let me just throw this on. It looks like a little decent slice of life. I put it on, watched season 1, and I'm like laughing out loud. This is the most PG rated anime slice of life ever.
Yeah,
it's super wholesome. Like you can watch it with your family and be pleasantly entertained. But it has the dumbest main character ever. The whole premise of the show, not dumb. He's not dumb. She's a child. He's literally a child. And I think this show is for children. He's one of those main characters that don't understand love at all. That don't understand girls at all. The girl Taguya-san is a girl that has this obvious crush on him, and they explain that in season 1. But her thing is, which is relatively childish as well, she teases our main character. Okay. She teases him literally every single day while they're at school. And every time he get teased, he does these push-ups to kind of like work it out and to just get better, to help him not get teased anymore. He tries to set a goal for himself. But the show goes through these, like, it's almost like Kaguya-sama Love is War before Kaguya-sama Love is War, but like the immature version, the kid version, essentially. But
like what Kaguya-sama's like high school, this is like, hey, we're almost
middle school. Yeah, they're like middle school-ish, kind of. Okay. I think they're like 14, 15 or whatever the case may be. They're just it's a sweetheart of a show though. Like I enjoyed the characters, even though the main character is a doofus. There's like so many hints that she throws, so many obvious hints that she throws out of her liking him that he just takes as teasing. And I guess that's her intention. And I just wrapped up season 2 though, and it's more of the same from season 1. So I would suggest not watching season 1 and season 2 back to back. But like it's a pretty decent show. The structure is set up just like Kaguya-sama, where it's like the versus kind of life that they got going on, like them versus each other. But it's, like I said, it's more wholesome. A lot less to do with the actual relationship part of it and more to do with the teasing and him kind of being clueless to the situations. But all in all, it's a decent show. I would suggest it. Decent show.
It's like they feel like a 4Kids anime.
Nah, because 4Kids did everything wrong. This
except for that first season of Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true. No, this feels more like like if Nickelodeon made anime.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
That sounds bad.
It does sound bad.
They made some good cartoons, but
it does sound bad. But like this would be the wholesome type anime where it's nothing to it but the obvious like kind of relationship dynamic. It's a lot better than that description, because that does sound absolutely horrible. Nickelodeon making anime sounds like a fucking disaster. But the point is, it's a childish anime that's pretty wholesome, pretty family friendly and fun. I was smiling and laughing throughout it. So
okay, I mean that's not bad as long as it hit the spot, so to speak. You know?
It had nice story beats and great character moments. I did enjoy that. But what's next?
You want to talk about Rent a Girlfriend?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yo, Rent a Girlfriend might hit my top 10 if it continues at this rate, bro.
at this rate though, low key though. Like Rent a Girlfriend is great so far. I have subscribed to the idea that, or committed to the idea that I'm actually going to end up reading it.
Wow, after it's done?
No, I'm going to read it.
You going to read it early?
Yeah. I'm like, hey, look, I'm so sorry.
That's no fun.
I enjoyed these first episodes so much. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this latest episode with the introduction of his ex-girlfriend,
Mimi.
That with Mami-chan?
Mami-chan, that's her name. Yeah, whatever the fuck.
That shit, I was like, bro. I was like, hold up, ready. Like, this is the drama.
I was ready to Rachel that. Ugh, dog.
Nah, for real though. Like, and you know me, I'm not a drama fan, but like that was instant like some drama.
They brought
and
it.
then old girl was like, hey, look, we're not having this. Like, not in front of me. You're not gonna talk about my Kazuya. Not my Kazuya. Like, she took ownership, and it's like, tell me, bro. And I'm just like, I'm drawn in. I'm stuck.
Yeah. It's incredible.
So, what are you thinking about it?
This is one of the best slice of life starts I've seen in a while. the premise of it is so fucking intriguing. From episode 1 to the second episode, it's so intriguing the way they carry out this story. It's obvious that our main character has some inner monologue that totally fucking makes sense. Everything he's thinking about, like, yes, he's kind of new to the relationship game too, so he's trying to figure everything out. But like when she takes up for him, and he's just like, oh, but this chick, she's just a rent a girlfriend. So if I fuck whatever this little get together is up because of this rent a girlfriend, then I'm gonna be literally friendless. Mm-hmm. So instead of taking that route, since I'm only renting her, I'm just going to eat this. I'm going to take this punch, which totally makes sense for him as a character and totally makes sense in that particular situation, even though we don't think he should have. We think he obviously should have stood up for himself as well. But the fact that that makes sense is what is so fucking intriguing about this show. And then what's obviously might happen next episode. Like, oh boy.
I also want to take a little moment to appreciate the animation and the art design of the show too. Like, this is like wallpaper worthy.
Yes.
Like, I took some screenshots earlier while watching it. Like, I know I said something about my teen romantic comedy Snafu's eyes and they get like teary eyed.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But this, the entire time, the eyes are like, they're like drawn in these layers that show so much dynamic to the eyes themselves that it almost makes everything else pop in just the eyes. Yeah. And then like just in general, they pay a lot of attention to detail. Like one of the things I really enjoyed was that I was looking at one of the scenes where Kazuya is talking and the like clouds are in the background and they didn't stop ever. They were still moving the entire time. And like in most anime, I know it's such a small thing but those clouds would have stopped. You know, that just would have been something that
static design.
Yeah, and it's something they took, so they paid attention to it, like just making everything feel lived in and just there. It was great. It's great so far.
Yeah. So seriously though, Rent a Girlfriend is a big. I mean, I can't say it's a surprise because it looked good from when we talked about it like a few weeks before the season started.
Like, it's a surprise to me.
Well, it's a surprise to you, but like I'm like I was looking at that like this premise seems fucking dope, and I didn't think it was gonna be this dope though. This shit is crazy. When I saw that, I don't want to spoil. It's fucking episode 2, so sorry if it's quote unquote spoilers, whatever. But when I saw no, you know what? I'm not gonna do it.
Just do it.
No, I can't. When you see that the situation that happens when they see each other again. That shit is so funny, dude. It had me dying.
But they also apply pressure, bro.
Yeah. Even more so that like the pressure of them just always having to deal with that. It's a very unique situation that they're in. Watch Rent a Girlfriend, man. I can't say enough good things about that show. That shit fire.
All right, what's next on your list?
Well, I mean, that was also on my list.
It'd be like that. No, it's a good series.
Yeah. Oh boy. What else do I got? I didn't continue Hajime because those subs, they're so hard. I'm gonna continue it though. I can't wait to see what goes on. But I needed a break too from that. I did binge 75 episodes in the week down there, so
yes,
that's a lot. But I don't know, man. What else? Everything else is pretty much second half of the show. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, so except for Yuzika Chan wants to whatever. The one I said I wasn't going to watch anymore.
Yeah, you watched it again?
I watched it again. Yeah, it's still fucking annoying. I hate that girl. Leave him the fuck alone, bro. Now she's going into his job, bothering him while he at work. Won't leave him alone. Like, yo, chick, chill.
Polo has experience with women following him.
Listen.
And the moral of the story is don't stalk people. Let people breathe. Let us live.
We're not gonna talk about that, but yeah. You can't stop trying to change people, man. If he wants to be an introvert, let him.
Let him be an introvert because he'll come out of the show when he's ready, or he'll come out of the show with certain people or certain scenarios. That's just how life is.
Exactly. Story of my life.
So since we don't really have any like more like specific anime without spoilers to talk about, you want to talk about that Facebook question?
Let's do it. I don't know what this Facebook question is, so it's a surprise to me.
So 24 hours ago, maybe a little bit over 24 hours, like 36 hours ago, I dropped a Facebook question, and basically this was just something I was thinking about, and I thought about this because how we rank and rate our anime, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about like my top 5, my top 10. I was like, there's anime in this list that I didn't include that would be my favorite anime, but I didn't even put it on the list because it's a masterpiece. So I said, all right, quick question for the group. The anime that I hold in the highest regard, like above what I often call my favorite anime of all time, has never been included in my top 5 list, not even my top 10 list. But I would never argue that it isn't the best anime in my opinion. So to get to the point, is your favorite anime of all time actually on your list, or do you exclude it like I do? Just interested in how people rank anime, right?
I see. Yeah.
And there's some like, so in my opinion, I feel like a lot of people actually agreed with how I handle this specific scenario. So my question is obviously, Polo, how do you feel about that?
I'm the opposite. I don't give a fuck what people think is bad or good as far as my like anime and my taste in anime. I put whatever I feel is worthy of my top. Hence why Clannad being my number 1 anime of all time. I absolutely know that anime is not going to be for everybody. I absolutely know there's people out there that probably don't like it. It's kind of hard if you watch it to not like the show, but I still get it. Like nobody expects for somebody like me to say, yeah, my number 1 favorite anime of all time is Clannad. Like you look at that and like, yo, what the fuck is Clannad? You expect the AOTs, you expect the Full Metal Alchemist, you expect the Dragon Ball Z's. I'm the opposite. None of that shit will ever be even close to my top 10. Even though I love those shows, right? Like I love them. Never even close to my top 10.
So, like, so
except
I
for
agree.
AOT, that's
like,
close.
That's supposed, like, so I agree with that specifically, right? Like how I always say, like, Chivalry of a Fell Knight is my favorite anime.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think Chivalry of a Fell Knight is like a masterpiece, right? And what I say is like, so for instance, to me, Full Metal Alchemist is a masterpiece, an anime that in my mind is just like, it was so good to me that it actually is what one of those anime that drew me into anime and made me want to watch anime hardcore, right? Like,
right.
I watched anime anyway, I just wasn't hardcore on it. And then I watched Full Metal Alchemist, and I was like, oh no, yeah, this is what I'm going to do now. Yeah. And there were just so many different elements about it that made me involved, like Astro Lost in Space. Yeah. Another anime that's a masterpiece. Might not necessarily always be in my top 5, but I don't ever think like in a moment in my life that Astro Lost in Space isn't a masterpiece. Right. So, like, I was just saying, like, in that regard, like, is there a masterpiece anime that you just necessarily don't put in your top 5 or top 10 that kind of like breaks that ground, but you just don't put it in your top 5, top 10? No. If I do feel like an anime is a masterpiece, it would be in my top 10. If for me personally, even though again the number of our scaling, like the objectiveness of our rating scale, varies, right? Like, because again, there's shit in my top anime that I don't think would be rated as high. Perfect example. My what was it called? Demon King Misfit Academy, whatever the fuck that shit called. That, man, that shit, I don't know. Maybe it'll be rated high on the scale too. Fuck. That show is great. We're going to talk about that after this question, but this question is a tough one for me because I can be brutally honest with a show and still think it's great. Like, I completely understand why Chivalry of a Fell Knight is in your top 10, top 5, but I like the rating. I understand our rating makes sense to me, right? Like, it's a 7.9 something. Yeah, it's not amazing, you know? It's not amazing as far as the rating goes, but the show is good to us. You know, it's great to us even. It has elements that stand out. Right. I don't think I have one of those. For me personally, all of the ones in my top 5 are also rated pretty high. Okay. That's what I was trying to see. Interesting. Though, because like, that's a great question. I was interested in that actual response. Now in our group, we've got people who, like, for instance, Ryan Fonte, he said it changes with my age. He's like, I fucking loved Inuyasha, but going back through it, it is written horribly. I I think the pure chaos and abruptness of Fully Cooley will keep it high on my list, and I'll always recommend it. I always said Inuyasha was my favorite, but now I'll take most season 1 anime over watching any episode of Inuyasha.
Yo, facts. Whoa. Ryan dropped hard facts in that, because when you a kid watching that shit on the Adult Film, Iron Reaver Soul Stealer was the shit.
Right?
But
now you...
Oh, my God.
Sit, boy. I mean, okay.
Oh, my God. Go, man. That shit was awful.
Oh, man. Just think. People still choosing Asta over Inuyasha, though. All right.
Yo, like, what a dig. I didn't even think.
Oh my Steve, God. Hang Up Steve.
Yeah. Shout out to Hang Up.
He said, whenever someone asks for my top 10, I give them my top 12. One Piece and Hunter x Hunter I don't include, but anyone that knows me knows that that's 1 and 2.
That's a shit. Yeah, that's a shit.
And it's like, I get that, right? Because sometimes 10 is too hard to come up with. So like your honorable mention might be something like that is just too good to not place anywhere on this list, but you don't necessarily know where you want to put it on that list.
AOT for me.
Right, exactly. Like Attack on Titan, amazing manga.
Amazing show.
Apparently amazing anime. I don't really remember anything after season 2, but
it's good.
Yeah. Amazing series, right? And a lot of people are going to put it in their top 5 because it does deserve that place. Like 100% deserves that place. But you might not know where to place it. So it just kind of falls into that honorable mention or your top 12 because you don't really know where to put like the top 5. Top
Facts.
6 because you don't know where to put it,
Facts. What else you got?
Can't hear you, brother.
Yeah. Oh, I said what else you got?
Oh, okay. I got more people who made some comments. Like Dion Brown said he excludes his. Excluded while it's a great story-wise for me, it's not in my top favorites. Christopher Goodwin, he got a nice one. Christopher Goodwin, his favorite is Cowboy Bebop. He says, I feel that way about Cowboy Bebop. I love that anime. It's my favorite bar none. Is it in my top 10? No. For this reason, it's one of the few animes I consider to be pure art. So he's saying like pure art, like he loves the soundtrack. He loves the story elements. Like, come on. None of us can say Cowboy Bebop didn't have a great story.
Facts.
None of us can say Cowboy Bebop didn't have great like art for its time. None of us can say Cowboy Bebop didn't have like great music.
Truth.
Like everything about Cowboy Bebop put you in the element for what it was. And what it was something that was like, it was known of at that time, but there was never really a true, really good representation of this space cowboy, like Western, almost like anime.
Yes.
So like he's saying basically that there's so many different elements to it that made it great. And then he says, our favorite anime may not be the best, but they're the best for us because they resonate with us on an entertainment, mental, and spiritual level.
Yes, that's it. That's the answer. That's my answer right there. What he just said is my exact answer. That's exactly how I feel, like bar none. Like I said, I don't look at whatever everybody else's anime is. I don't look at what everybody think about what my top 5 anime is, because I don't care.
Of course.
But what's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours, and what's theirs is theirs. Like that's how I think it should be viewed, even still. But bro, that's a beautiful answer. Cowboy Bebop is one of those ones. Like you can't deny it. Like it's like
Cowboy Bebop,
Trigun for sure.
Those are just like some series that are
Rurouni Kenshin.
masterfully done. Might not be on your top 5, top 10, but it definitely deserves recognition because of what it did historically.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not a lot in sight.
Now, you said you want to talk about Misfit Demon King,
man,
right?
Listen, bro. This one, man. Asterisk War who? Irregular high school who? Bro, listen. Oh, my gosh. I like this one way more than almost. Listen, I'm putting it up there with Overlord. It's up there with Overlord. I'm doing it. I don't care. I love it. It's fantastic so far in just these 3 episodes.
It straight up gave me like the Asterisk War Chivalry of a Fell Knight vibe this episode, especially because they gave old girl, spoiler alert, gave old girl the Phoenix cloak. And I was like, so she about to have fire powers and shit. Like,
that was obvious from day one.
Now, that was just funny just in general. But like, I love the like dynamic because there's parts of the story that are unveiled from actions like just that he takes, right? So like he took an action where there was someone that should have known him who doesn't know him. So he takes an action to kind of find out why, and it kind of unveils someone who may have been a threat. But they also talked about that in the previous episode. They're just giving more information about it.
And bro,
yo,
the storytelling, that's exactly where I am with this, because normally for these you expect it to be mindless, right? You expect it to just turn off your brain and just chill and watch some cool action because it's an overpowered character, and you just here to see his OP-ness.
Right.
But no.
Wait, what you say?
Pause. Oh shit.
Go ahead.
But no, this one actually has some detailed story beats that are like hidden, obviously. The shit that plays in the background, obviously. And the whole Misha and Sasha dynamic, man. Like, that shit is crazy, bro.
Mm-hmm. I loved how when like she had her breakdown, Sasha had her breakdown, and
quote unquote,
and she didn't have her demon eyes on. I thought about that because they talked about how she was unable to control them.
And the moment he said it, I stood up on my chair. I'm like, yo.
I was like, that's what I was talking about.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I was like, yo, like, let's be real. Like, that's an element that people don't think about when they write in a story, but they thought about it here. And it's very simple. I'm not trying to hype it up, but it's something that
you don't expect.
You don't expect as like someone who is just reading for your or watching for your author or writer to necessarily point that out specifically, right?
Yes.
It was just a good moment. Like, those are the moments that I'm looking for when I'm watching something that kind of make the story develop the character a little bit more, to let you understand that we can see this and that they're paying attention. That's
why Fire Force resonates so well with us, because they do a lot of that in a bigger, more massive scale, obviously. Mm-hmm. But when I saw that this show had that, I'm like, yo, man, what the fuck? Are you serious? Like, the whole fact that this dude is whoever this demon lord is,
Thanos,
doing. No, we know our guy. The other
Avos, what was his name? Avos Delvalle?
Deveria or some shit like that?
Yeah.
The fact that he's doing what he's doing as a villain and we still don't know shit about that yet, just like the main character, is so intriguing. On top of the story between Misha and Sasha, on top of the fucking, just his power, man. It's so special. It's so special. And he's a likable
he is. He's not really a villain in this world because they want him, right? Yeah. He's a demon lord. They love him, but he is a likable character. He isn't like, he's overpowered, but he's not like obnoxiously, like, he doesn't show it in an obnoxious manner. He's like the most obnoxious, egregious. Yeah, the most obnoxious, egregious method he took is when he kept finger killing dude. Like, like that was the most obnoxious. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. But everything else he does is like, yo, I'm the Demon King and I should just be a dude I want to. And he does it. And it's like, that makes sense. Yeah. He should be doing that, right?
He came out of that, slight spoilers, but he came out of that room and saw what he saw when she was down there. He's like, I already started fixing that when I saw it. Like, it's not a problem. I'm not worried about that. Like, I'm like, yo, this man is a fucking G. He's a G.
He's dope. I'm more and more excited to continue this series.
Yeah.
And I don't see how, if they continue like down this path, like this is what I kind of was hoping for. Like, there's there's just so much good stuff going on right now in the anime world. I appreciate it.
Facts,
there's
man.
so much going on in the world.
We needed it, bro. We needed it so bad. Oh man. We needed it so bad. Is that it? I think that's it, right?
Yeah, before we get to the spoiler alerts.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break, but before we do that, we're gonna give out some recommendations. I'm gonna go ahead and say my recommendation is going to be it's gonna be Teasing Master Kaguya-san. Yeah. Go ahead and watch that. Again, it's if you got nothing else to watch, which you have plenty to watch right now. It's on Netflix, dubbed or subbed, both seasons. It's a good show. It's it's a good show. If I had to give a quick review, because this is one we're never going to review, I'd give it a hard 7.5. So check it out.
It's better than some other stuff on our list.
Absolutely. Well, not really. No.
Okay.
No, but no, it's still below Dr. Stone. But speaking of that, dude, that's one show I always forget the fuck about. That shit does not cross my mind until I see it on the timeline, bro. I gotta be honest. I forget that shit exists. But yeah, that's my recommendation. What's yours?
My recommendation is Soul Eater, mostly because it has me slandering Fairy Tail consistently.
Dude, that's not hard, dude. Come on, man.
It's just I don't ever see any Soul Eater love. Like, and I'm literally saying this, like, watching Fire Force makes me kind of miss Soul Eater, and I need like a season 2 or like a reboot or something, because it deserved a better ending. It deserved a better ending because everything up until that ending was great.
You talked about that in our early episodes of this podcast about that ending being wiggity.
It just needs more love, and I'm about to rewatch it actually because I think it deserves it, and I'm about to talk about it.
All right, I might toss it on just cause.
Yes, it's a dub out there somewhere.
Of course it is. Yeah, hell yeah. I'll toss it on because obviously it's better than Fairy Tail. If I can get Fairy Tail 150 some episodes of my fucking life, I can watch Soul Eater.
51.
Easy. Yeah. Dope. All right. We're gonna take this quick break and we're gonna come back with that new segment. Get to know MicCheckWaifuWaifu. So this week it's Tell turn to roll the roulette. So he's gonna roll the roulette and I'm gonna ask him the question. We both gonna answer that question and go from there. But this show is also, we love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for listening. Stick around though. If you watch Fire Force, if you watch God of High School, if you watch SAO, which I hope you have, and ReZero. Hold on, how the fuck didn't I say ReZero?
I didn't forget about ReZero.
I definitely did. Not in a bad way, but we'll be right back. Take a listen to our guy Alex. He submitted the song Listless for us to play during the break, and this shit is incredible. It's so good. It's so good. Enjoy the song. We'll see y'all back relatively soon.
Did you ever think about that? I try not to think.
And welcome back to episode 58 of MicCheckWaifuWaifu. Is that you? Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. We appreciate it. Hey, do us a favor. Make sure you like the video on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast or wherever you're subscribing to podcasts at. And leave a rating for us. We greatly appreciate that. That means a lot. It helps the podcast get more listeners. And follow us on Twitter at MicCheckWaifuWaifu. Or waifu, just one waifu. Anyway. Here is the new segment, Get to Know MicCheckWaifuWaifu. It's Tell, Turn, and Roll, the random number generator. If you guys that don't know, we have a random number generator and a list full of questions. They're all questions they vary from our personal life to anime questions to what's your favorite color. It don't matter. They're just all random questions, and we take turns rolling the random numbers, and we both answer whatever question we get. So, Tell, if you do me the honors.
8.
Question 8 is, what anime character is most similar to you in terms of personality? Huh.
I think we were just talking about this.
We just kind of just talking about that.
My boy from My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. Like, I feel in sync almost.
Yeah.
With him. Like, the only thing, like I said, that I feel is I'm a more bold person than he is.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of everything else, like sitting back analyzing people, I don't mind being the martyr if I have to be. I don't mind people disliking me if I'm getting the best out of them, you know?
Yeah,
so
true.
like I kind of really enjoy his character because I feel a correlation between us and almost like a kinship, I would say.
True. What character in anime would you say is brutally honest?
Kenpachi.
That'd be me.
Kenpachi from Bleach.
I guess. I don't remember Bleach in the slightest. I've seen, like I said, a few random episodes here and there on Adult Swim. I didn't watch the whole thing all the way through. Sorry, brother Mike. I know that's your shit. But whoever is the most brutally honest character, that'd be me. Or whoever just don't give a fuck. That'd be me too.
Yeah, that's Kenpachi.
Oh, that's me. That's fucking me.
Kenpachi, he's like the strongest dude ever.
Oh,
he's
shit. Well, there you go.
But he also like, hey, yo, I'll kill you. And people are like, nah, you're not going to kill me. All right, well, you're stupid.
And then
you know, the whole thing.
Yeah. Whoever does that, that'd be me. Because I literally don't. If I don't know you and if I don't like you, I don't. Not if I don't like you. If I don't know you, I just don't care. I literally don't care. I don't care about a lot, even if I do know you, some people.
It'd be like that sometimes.
That's kind of terrible, actually, now that I think about it.
I mean, there's worse things in the world.
Yeah.
That's not bad. No, you're not. You're not.
No, but yeah, that's my question. My answer to that question. What a great question, though. Holy shit. Okay, well, we're gonna remove that question.
I'm removing it.
Well, you could just delete the whole question and it'll fix the list itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get into these spoilers. This half of the show, we're gonna get into the spoilers of some of the big heat this week. Obviously, GoH High School, Fire Force, SAO, ReZero. The thing about this though is, again, we said this last week. We're gonna continue to say this every time. GoH High School literally comes out. It comes out the day after this show is recorded. We record on Sundays. The show drops on Monday. Not our show. The GoH High School drops on Monday, but the podcast drops on Tuesday. So we're technically, I guess, a week behind, but we're really not. So keep that in mind when you're listening to us talk about GoH High School. We're going to talk about episode 2, which is them motherfuckers throwing hands.
Hands.
The start of the start of the tournament. Episode 1 was the whole free for all thing, and then episode 2 is the start of the tournament. We don't really see much other than like our main characters or the main characters they want us to see kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
Which I kind of wish it was like not rushed like that. I kind of wanted to see some of those actual fights play out, but I guess they got into the meat and potatoes of the episode, which was the Tai Chi dude, whose name I don't know. I don't know anybody.
Jin Mori.
Name. Okay, no, Jin Mori is our main character.
Oh, you talking about what's his name? Howell?
I guess, yeah. Dude, I don't know anybody in this show.
Yeah, I think the villain name was like Howell or something like that.
He was fighting the other guy that does Tai Chi too, like the structured, proper Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Regardless, they fought. He got his ass whooped by the dude with his arms wrapped up.
Yeah. Well, so dude with his arms wrapped up though. Like, so what? He was fighting the monk dude at first, and the monk dude was like, "Hey yo, you gonna want to use your hands."
That's what I was talking about. Yeah. Him.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember his name.
I don't know.
Monk, Garn, his name is.
Okay.
But he got his ass handed to him.
Straight up.
Because he was expecting to go in and fight without hands, or fight dude without his hands, and think that he was gonna win this fight. Dude put out one hand on the monk and just started like, all right, let me show you what real hands look like. It was crazy. Like, I'm kind of interested because clearly these can't be the most powerful people in the show.
Straight up.
It also brought up that whole comparison thing you talked about again.
Yep.
Where they all tried to pin Jin Mori down, and it was like, who did it better? It's like, come on, man. The episode been out for 5 minutes, bro. 5 minutes.
And Twitter, bro.
My favorite part of this episode wasn't actually any of the fighting. It was more or less like after the fighting was done, and what was it? Jin Mori accidentally lost Girl's sword.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was the best part for me
because it gave us backstory on the characters. It gave us just kind of some stuff to look forward to.
Likability.
Yes. And it made it, just something to attach to. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that part. The hands was dope though. Like I loved the actual animation for the fighting because everything just was fluid.
Yes. We talked about this last week and I'm going to talk about this again. The show animation outside of the fights is fucking just not great. It's actually almost slideshow-esque. It's kind of it's crazy. You could tell where they put their efforts into, and it shows. Those fights are some of the most beautiful fights I've ever seen play out, probably in anime. But I so far I've still seen like better fights in other anime, like
for sure
right now at this particular point. But this shit does look gorgeous, man. As far as that goes, this show is great for the
people who didn't like Hitori no Shida.
Yeah, exactly. Or who don't fuck with that Baki art style. Like this show is great for them. I think it's like mindless fun, to be honest. I don't think you have to. Far. Yeah, so far. I don't think you have to really worry about plot too much. And there is some, even though it seems fucking real flat. Like it seems real flat. Jin Mori just wants to just wants to fight the strongest people. That's every fucking shonen anime ever.
That's Goku.
That's exactly. So I don't know. I do want to know who these badasses are.
Mujin Park is the dude who was like, "Ayo," and then smashed an island with his hand.
Yeah,
and wasn't even there.
Yeah, exactly. That's who I want to learn about.
Yeah, I want to know who are you and like what is the reality of all of this? Like, what's the even point of anything if you can just do that?
Yes,
like you ending wars, bro. You smashing islands with your palm.
Why does that even exist in this world? Is my question. Because everybody throwing actual hands. Yeah, they got this nanotechnology that keep them healed and shit like that and repairs them.
She did break Jin Mori's neck, didn't she?
Yeah, she literally broke his neck. But I do want to know what's going on with this guy and why the fuck he has Dragon Ball Z powers like Cell. I don't know. It's like, to me, I'm gonna get hate for this, but I'm Kenpachi, so I don't care. I don't think the show is that good yet. The show is being held up by animation alone.
Yeah. And people who've read the story.
And,
right?
Okay,
people,
yeah, that's true. There are people that read the webtoon.
Yeah, people who read the webtoon are hyped for this already.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, it's not that it's bad. It's not bad at all. It's not bad by any stretch of me. It's just it's not that good. It's like
this would have been a webtoon that I couldn't start this with 2 episodes or two chapters.
Facts.
I would need like 12 to see where this is
really right. Yep, and that's what a perfect fucking way to put it. Because like you'd be like, okay, if it started how this started, then you're like, okay, that's fine, it's cool. Okay, what's next? You know, right now I'm not intrigued. Well, I am intrigued, but that's about it. I'm just intrigued. It's not even a necessity for me to even watch, to be honest.
Yeah. So
these other joints, yeah. Let's
I talked about Soul Eater, so I kind of want to talk about Fire Force.
Let's do it.
All right. Fire Force is a gem. It is a beauty of a series, and this most recent episode.
I'm sad I didn't get to watch both the sub and dub like I do every week, but that's okay.
I'm sorry too. I didn't watch the dub, but I watched the sub, and
I love the sub out right now.
I love what's her name, Inca. Like, so Inca is the new pillar that was talked about in the previous episode, and she is this person who essentially didn't have powers to begin with. She never awakened to powers like anyone else, like the other people did. She was abnormal from the jump, basically.
Yeah.
And kind of how she acquired her powers was there was a fire 2 years ago, which I think is the Great Cataclysm they called it or something like that.
Yeah, from 250 years ago.
Well, there's another fire, Great Fire 2 years ago.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, you're still talking about Inca. My fault.
Yeah. And she is basically in the middle of this fire, and she is like freaking out. She just thinks she's going to die. And she decides that, you know what? No, I don't want to die here. I want to live. And that will almost like, and she inherits this power from the will itself, right?
Yeah.
And she can like smell the ley lines and see the ley lines of where the fire is going to start. And that shit itself is like, okay, that's pretty dope. You know, you can see where the fire is coming. She dodges a ley line of fire. And it's like, okay, you know where fire is going to start at. But when she awakens as one of the pillars, one of the Adola links, or Adola in general, she can now start and end a fire. So she draws a line from where the fire starts into where it ends. Her character itself is not necessarily relatable.
Yeah, not at all.
But it's still like interesting, right? Like her whole goal, her whole idea is she wants to get a thrill. Yeah. And that's what worried me, was seeing that she was a thrill seeker and thinking like, oh, she's gonna join the fucking White Clad. But it's also like, I don't think she's gonna do that. I think she's gonna join Joker and his squad.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of people of characters who's written like, I'm just a thrill seeker, so that's why I do what I do. That's not motivation to me. That is lazy, to be honest, in my personal opinion. But the way Fire Force does its storytelling, I absolutely know there's more to her than just that. Like, she's not just some simple thrill seeker like the lazy writers in anime like to do. No, this is somebody who's layered, who's probably damaged, who's fucking, I mean, obviously
we know where part of her damage came from.
Exactly.
Was that fire.
Yeah. So, like, I can't wait to see how she builds out. I don't think she's going to join Joker. I do think she's going to not join the Fire Force team until probably the end of the season.
You think she's going to wait it out the whole season?
She's going to be ironclad. She's going to be white clad or whatever the fuck they call it. She's going to be brainwashed. I got a feeling, yeah. And she's going to be a problem for our team. That's my personal thought. Yeah. She's going to be an issue. Because from the way Shinra came up, which, again, it threw me off because I do not feel like Shinra, with the way he is as a character, would say stuff like, I'm here to take you into custody.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't seem like Shinra to me.
Really?
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He never said, I don't think he's ever said that.
Well, I don't think he's ever had to actually take someone in, though.
I mean, he's fought villains before, obviously.
Yeah, but most of the villains they fight are like, hey yo, let's destroy the core of this infernal demon, or it's my brother and we got to get him back.
Shinra's a hero.
He's a hero.
He's a hero.
In custody, a hero wouldn't take someone into custody necessarily. Not if they didn't do anything
You
wrong.
see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
So that didn't feel right to me. So I'm watching it, and I did the thing that all black people do. That face they make. That what? You know,
Right.
Usually y'all know what face I'm making. I'm gonna count to 3. Y'all gonna make that face with me. To what? 1, 2.
That
What? Like no.
That Waka face.
Exactly. That's the face. Like okay, why would you? I'm here to take you into custody. And the moment he said that, I'm like, oh shit. And then she said something about that like right after I said, oh shit, because that's gonna lead her to go towards the white claw, whatever white claw. What they call it? What did I call them? White
The
claw.
white clad.
Man, I've been Avon Lake too long.
I'm just gonna say this real quick.
Yeah.
Connor just texted me and he said, rent a girlfriend's kind of good, dude.
Come on, man. I don't think he's listened to our episodes recently. He needs to listen to our episodes.
Bruh. Yeah. Now, I did want to say one thing I did enjoy, though, was that, so second episode, we saw that woman who kind of manipulates anger and fear inside of people, right?
Yes.
Who is different from the woman who controls like electricity, which is able to control minds through like the electricity and synapses of the brain.
Right.
Which is actually a pretty cool difference, right? The one goes through the adola itself, right? But we found out in the beginning of this episode that basically she is one of the pillars. And she's not with the white clad either.
No.
She's not with the white clad. We don't know if she's with Joker.
Right.
We don't really know who she's with, but she is one of the 5 pillars, and she's one of the people that they need to kind of get what they're going forward, like, push forward.
So she's this season's Joker.
Yeah.
That third party that's here to observe. They have their own motivations that we don't quite know yet, and we still don't know Joker's to this day, which I think we will know this season, obviously. But yeah, what the fucking what they did to that her friend, that they like.
Oh, they blew his whole everything back.
I couldn't even get the words out I wanted to say.
Yo, that shit right there, that was like, oh, this is what Fire Force is on this season. Yeah. Well, first of all, that whole moment where, what's his name? I don't even know his fucking name. The black dude from the white clad came through. Yo, why is he so ruthless?
Yo. Should have called him a gorilla though. That shit was funny. That shit was kind of racist though.
Yeah, no, what's his name? Charon? Yeah. No, first of all, that when he blew dude back, and then when he was fighting Shinra, he did give Shinra the hands. That was savage. He was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was like, get him, 1, 2, 3, 4, overpower him. And then he went, boom. And then the hardest moment, this dude said, walk. And then every walk, boom, each step was an explosion. I'm like, hold up. Who is this dude? Who are you?
I always have to watch Fire Force on my computer with the headphones on. Like, I can't, there's no other way for me to watch this show.
That
so
shit
good.
Was hard.
It's so good.
That shit was hard, bro.
I can't stand how good it is because I have to watch it week to week, and that fucking blows, bro.
Blows, bro.
That's exactly what I wanted to say earlier. When I at the start of the show, what's making me sad about this season is that I have to watch these shows week to week, and it's fucking driving me crazy because every last one of these episodes ended in a fire cliffhanger, bro. Run a girlfriend, fucking Fire Force, ReZero, Sword Art, bro. They all ended in crazy ass cliffhangers. Like, did we just meet the witch in ReZero? Yes, the fuck we are about to. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, bro. Let's transition to ReZero, bro.
Let's do it. ReZero, we still have no idea where Rem is.
Yes.
Well, we know
We
where
know
we're
it.
going. We have no idea where her mind is, right?
Right. That's all we care about is Rem. So that's all we keep saying. Like,
Now
Twitter's still. I'm sorry. Twitter is so funny. Everybody was talking about like nobody gives a fuck about Amelia like at all. At all.
for what though? Why would you care?
She's
not Rem.
No, she's not. Not even close.
Now, I do love that we got to see Beatrice again.
Yes. She's lovely. I suppose. She's lovely.
But she has a connection to the Sins.
Yes. I think she's one of them.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, which one would she be? Would it be Sloth?
No.
Because she doesn't ever really do anything. No, Sloth was the other dude.
It was Beetle, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I called him Beetle.
Would she be Pride? Which one would she be?
That could be it.
No, Pride was the other dude.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Fuck. I don't know. She has a connection to these people. I want to know what it is. I want to.
And
I'm so
for
tired
the
of,
Sins,
yeah.
because and I think this is what was so important about her in the first place is that she had the books in the beginning, and those books, like since the first season, right? She was the like master of the books, right? And these Sins, they all have a book that they carry that carries their doctrine and their information, what they believe, right? And she has to be, she's connected and intertwined with that. And I think that the way she is, like the way she views it is that obviously they've been corrupted by the books that they've read or something like that. They may have been the same as Beatrice.
Yeah, like the one thing about ReZero, like I can put theories out for Fire Force. I can put theories out for everything. I cannot put a fucking theory out for the show.
I just don't even know.
Like you literally just don't fucking know what's going to happen in ReZero. Him being lost in these woods. Oh my God, dude.
Seeing the fucking
witch just chilling. Is he asleep? Is he dreaming right now? Is he dead? He could be dead. This could be returned by death. Like I don't fucking know what's going on in this show, and it's so good.
It's so good. It's
so
worth it.
good.
Every second of it.
It's worth because let me rephrase that. For the people who haven't watched ReZero, why are you listening this far into the show? Don't spoil the show for you. This show is spectacular. From 0 to 24 or 0 to 16 or 15 director's cut. Shout out to Scuba Steve. Oh, and I do want to make a correction. Isaiah does like ReZero. It was another show that he didn't like that I'm not going to mention. So I remember last week we said that Isaiah didn't like ReZero.
Okay.
We had that mistaken, or he had that mistaken. It wasn't ReZero that he didn't like. It was another show that we like that he doesn't like, but he didn't want me to put him on blast. So I'm not going to do that. I'll tell you after the show, Tell.
All right, bet.
But shout out to you, Isaiah. We appreciate you. But yeah, no, ReZero is fantastic. What's going on with Roswell? And why is it so hard to get to the sanctuary?
Well, so the elves are already hidden in the first place, right? So
True.
I think that's kind of what that is that the elves are hidden here for a reason.
Do you remember a relationship or them mentioning anything about Roswell and the elves, though?
But if I'm not mistaken, Roswell has elven-looking features. Not saying he is an elf. I don't
remember. Yeah.
He's got like the elongated ears.
That's it. Oh, you're right. I think you're right.
But I mean, there's also like people with cat ears and shit in this world. So like, obviously, things are different. I'm just saying.
That's a good. Yeah.
And Puck is a thing.
Yeah. Damn, man. I don't know this. You can't. You think you know in ReZero? You have no fucking idea.
No idea.
No idea, dude. It's great, man.
Who was it that just got? Well, it was Scuba Steve who got like the episode 14 and 15 and was like, "Yo, damn."
Oh yeah.
You think you know, and then shit just hit you hard, bro.
I love Rem. I hope you keep watching it. I wonder how far he got. He doesn't do threads because he's scared of spoiling stuff, because that's how he got the name Spoiler Steve. But I really, I really hope that it continues, and I want to hear his thoughts, like, for sure.
Definitely.
I love watching Crystal's thread. That shit was a treat. Yo,
because you know everything that's happening.
Yeah.
Like, in your mind, just like you right there with it because you know what's happening.
I just been every time she would tweet something, I just be wanting to say like, oh yeah, okay, like. But then I feel like that'll spoil something, so I just go ahead and like it. I'm like, you know what? Let me not say anything and let her continue watching it. But man, her feelings, her emotions during that thread was my emotions when I first watched it. I've seen ReZero, I think 4 times in the last like 2.5 years, bro. It's been crazy. Yeah. I watched the subs obviously first because that was the only thing they had. Then I watched the dubs when that dropped, and then I think I watched the subs. No, I think I watched both the subs and the dubs again, and then the director's cut. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yo, man, this shit.
I watched the subs 3 times and the director's cut once.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good, bro. I can't.
That series is fire. I can't wait for more. I agree with you. It's so hard to watch week to week. Why would I do this to myself? But it's too good to not watch.
Killing me, man. If I didn't have this podcast, bro, if we didn't have this podcast, I would not watch this week to week. I would have to find something else to tie my time because this is so hard to watch.
You'd be sitting at home like, they had episode 5.
Yep. And I would have been perfectly fine, bro. I would have been perfectly fine. But now that we're in like this podcasting world and the Twitter,
yeah,
you'll get bodied with spoilers. Body. I'm talking fucking what the
big
white
time,
clad dude
big time, bro.
Did to fucking that dude. Body.
So let's jump on Sword Art.
Oh my god. I think my favorite episode this week was Sword Art.
So it started off a little like nice though. Like everybody is there. Or everybody's coming in.
Listen, bro. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead. The emotion that I had when they all came in, that is kind of, it almost made me shed a thug tear because we've been with those characters since the fucking beginning.
Day one.
That is exactly why, even though people don't like season 2 is still so important. Seeing and knowing those characters from ALO transfer their accounts over and they're gone. Like, they're gone forever. But they were willing to do that, and they did that shit. And when they showed up, bro, it was so fucking satisfying seeing them come in, do their ALO shit in this world and just destroying Americans, go figure. But like, that shit was wonderful. And then the fight between R and our guy, man. What's his name? Fucking Vega and I forget the other guy's name. Beal.
With the sword.
Yeah.
The time slicer.
The time slicer, bro. That fight was crazy.
So yeah, that blew my mind. The way he ran into that, everything. Like, so from this episode, like, he came in on some like trash, and we didn't expect him to win this fight. Like, come on, bro.
Yo, he won, bro.
Yo, he did though, and it was like we never knew really what his sword did. We saw him fight Kirito and the fuck is his name? Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah.
We saw him fight Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh in the other part of this anime, but the other part of this season. But we never really got like a true like idea of what his sword really did. Mm-hmm. And this time we were like, oh, you really out here cutting time, bro. He like cutting time. Like, hey, this is the end of your time, and you done here.
Shout out to Blue Eyes White Dragon too, by the way.
He saved his life.
Saved his life, time. Bro.
Yo, and then let's talk about the animation on that shit.
Sick, man.
Come on, bro.
Sick.
They got that SAO budget, bro.
I don't understand how I was just about to say something crazy. What other show is doing fights like that, bro, besides Demon Slayer? What?
Yeah, bro.
The Fate series, Ufotable, and 8 was this A1?
Yeah, it's A1 Pictures, bro.
Come on, A1. Stop.
They own it. They own one with this one. This is crazy. When he was running through the air, like you could see his footsteps on the air when
and the
he's taking
sound
steps.
too. The sound.
Right. When they on the ground and like the moment that blew me away though wasn't even necessarily just specifically like the animation of the fight scene. It was more or less like when he was like on death's door.
Yes.
And you could see like he's about to pass out, and it's like we in his eyes, and he's like taking steps. Like he turns his head, and he's like, "It's over there."
Yes.
And he kind of goes, and he's like lumbering and getting ready to fall over, and then Vega pops up, is like, "You're up to something." Like I'm like, "Come the fuck on, give him a break, bro. He getting his ass whooped. Give him a break."
This show,
oh my god,
this show does what Fire Force does. It feels so impact. Every hit in this show feels so impactful, even if they're slashing through like zeros and ones, like when our regular players are killing the Americans. Like even still, it feels so like impactful. You can feel each and every fucking cut, and oh my god, the fights, dude. That fight was so good. But when I saw that he had a child with our girl, I was broken, bro.
Yeah,
broken.
Finatio, that's why she was on the tent, like, don't view me as just a woman.
Yep.
I'm a warrior as well. And, you know, she out here dogging people left and right.
Up. Pregnant.
But, you know, she pregnant. She's about to bring into a little time slicing world dogger. About to destroy everything.
Oh my gosh. Iron Reaver Soul Stealer about to come out of that motherfucker.
But I think the only thing I didn't like about this episode is that I predicted what they were going to say. And I said this on episode 1 of this anime. Well, I said, what if they use the memories of the people who know Kirito?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think we all saw that coming out, didn't we? Because what else? Yeah. What other way were they going to write that?
I just didn't want that.
Yeah,
I just didn't want that.
His shit is gone. Like it's deleted. That was the most impactful part in the part 1 part. Like when he got deleted, that was pretty much it for us. Like we had no fucking idea, because when you get deleted, they talked about that in that last part, that you're just done. Yeah. So essentially it was all said and done. But
the only reason he's still there is because he has a physical body.
Exactly. So like, how else would you write that? What was the other solutions?
I don't know, bro. I'm just salty about it. I wanted them to.
You were absolutely right, though. I mean,
I wanted them to have like some RAM or something.
Some hidden RAM, yeah.
Yeah, they ain't never turned their computer off, so it's still there. Yeah, it's still in the RAM somewhere.
Or there's either way, it was going to be exactly what you said, or it was going to be a small little piece because of Yu-Gi-Oh inside of Kirito that was gonna like wake up during obviously death's door time.
Do you want to see Yu-Gi-Oh again?
No, I don't need to see Yu-Gi-Oh again.
At all? You don't want to see him?
I
want to see Yu-Gi-Oh. I want to see Yu-Gi-Oh as a sword again.
I mean, okay, that's fine.
Like I don't want to actually see the character back in the show, like necessarily fighting.
Yeah.
But I want to see Yu-Gi-Oh as a sword again and like have his presence around. Like, because to me, they built up that whole scenario too much. Like that's too important of a part of the show for them not to necessarily bring Yu-Gi-Oh in, and they bring in all these other characters. I
love the way they ended that, because you're right. They built him up for you to be a part of his life, literally.
Experience, yeah.
Yeah. So then they can end it the way they ended it. And that's good. That was the end of his story. And that should be the end of his story. Leave that shit like that. Keep his ass as a sword. Keep his soul in there as being important, because he's not needed anymore. He's just like the one chick from season 2. The sword chick.
I think what he really did though, he gave us that first dose of this is how you break the game, right?
Yes.
Like when that eye explodes and stuff like that.
Yes.
He was the first one to do it, at least that we knew of in the show, right?
Yeah.
Other than
because of that edgy ass scene they had. Mm-hmm. Oof. That shit.
Yeah, that was intense.
That
was harsh.
Like, how the fuck is this Sword Art Online that I saw on Adult Swim years ago?
Whoop. Oh goodness, bro.
Yeah, SA was fantastic, man.
Amazing,
fantastic. It's just so special. As soon as when I tweeted that on our like MicCheckWaifu Twitter, I literally like that was the moment where when they showed all the characters doing their thing, when they showed them like looking at Asuna as she was like running forward, I'm like, yeah, that shit is special, man. Because they took their time building all of those characters up too, all of those side characters who were villains in ALO or enemy to Asuna and Kirito, they still build them up, and
yes,
it felt good watching them come into this world, because again, we knew they were gone basically for a season and a half, 2 seasons, because Gun Gale was first or second half.
Technically, Gun Gale was season like
2, right?
What, like 2.5 if
Okay.
you do like that weird little intro that they had.
Check this out. And people don't like Gun Gale too, but Gun Gale also gave us fucking Vecna. So like, yo,
right.
He's logging in with his Gun Gale character. I don't know if you saw on the paper, but that paper was his Gun Gale villain paper, which was the villain fucking Gun Gale. I'm like, yo, this shit crazy. This world building is insane.
It's about to be dope.
Ain't nothing. I don't think any anime built world building is as good as SAO.
They've
season
had
to
seasons to do it, and regardless of how people feel about SAO, the seasons that flopped or failed everybody, they were there for world building, and they did so well in season 1 in terms of world building that like I don't have any complaints.
Yeah, me either. I'm cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. I guess that's it. That's all of it.
A second thickie of an episode.
Yeah. It's about an hour. A little less.
Good.
A little more. Hour 17, I'm going to guess.
We in there. All right. So I'm going to hit y'all with the recap. Also, just so y'all know, we got this MicCheckWaifuWaifu anniversary shirt. The beater.
Yeah,
first
clean.
of the fitness apparel we're going to be having.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm loving it. And I like McDonald's, but no copyright. All right, so we just finished our talk about SAO, how the world is such an amazing world. Like, come on, bro, it's an amazing world. Also, time slicing everything. ReZero, obviously, come on, man. There's so many layers to this story. We love every single layer. We don't even know where to go with the theories. It's just,
right.
It's too much going on, but it's beautiful, right?
Straight up.
Fire Force. What more can we say? Fire Force, great animation, great sound, great storytelling. I'm a stomp fire come out of the ground. There's just it's a beautiful series, and we're excited about more of. I mean, look, those 4 in itself, if we didn't have to watch week to week, we probably wouldn't, because I just want to finish it off.
True.
We also appreciate y'all for getting to know MicCheckWaifuWaifu, because that's gonna be our new segment. We appreciate just taking that time. Also, we had Alex on the break with Listless. Great chill vibes. My recommendation was Soul Eater, because Soul Eater makes me appreciate Fire Force even more. And it's also better than Fairy Tail. Polo teasing Master Tagia-san, because why not tease someone with some wholesome, reliably entertaining and good anime.
Yeah. That's a good way.
Then the Misfit of Demon King, an unsung quiet sleeper of an anime.
Bro.
We're gonna have to review that one when it's done.
Yeah, straight up.
We also had that Facebook question about how you rank anime. What's a masterpiece, and does it go in your top 10? How do you put that? Let us know. Contact.miccheckwaifuwaifu.com. Or
yes, sir.
Yeah. And then Uzika-chan, that was Polo's that he said he was gonna drop, but he picked it back up anyway.
I don't know.
I don't understand this dude sometimes.
I don't know why, bro. Leave the judgment, Judy.
And then, we had Rent a Girlfriend, which, in the middle of this episode, Connor gonna text me and say Rent a Girlfriend is kind of good. Bro, you better listen and catch up.
Yeah. We don't
it's
lie.
Really good. Rent a Girlfriend is great. Then, Poe actually watching and talking about teasing Master Tagia-san. But My Teen Romantic Comedy, Snafu, it's another gem. I actually really enjoy this. It's like I said, it's rare that I get so many slice of life.
That's crazy. 2
anime. yeah, I'm about to go ahead and get my slice of life back. I might pick up one more just for y'all since Snafu is done. Pick up Climax. But Polo,
I've been at Polo Born Fly on all social media.
and I am King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at MicCheckWaifu and on Twitter and at MicCheckWaifuWaifu on Instagram. And as always, Mic check.
You're now tuned into MicCheckWaifuWaifu.